Okay, so people often say, what's the point in business functions? It's quite complicated, and what's the benefit over standard Excel? Why would we bother? Well, here's a very quick example. Let's say we've got a business plan, and let's say it starts in 2015, and let's say it's like quarters, so it increases. The time base is every 3 months. So I'll just use a business function here, but I'm sure Excel's got something for it. So I just Excel's magnificent date formatting. Not that great. There's a nice little date formatting thing as part of business functions. We'll try that. Looks a bit better. Okay, so this is every 3 months. The time base changes. Right, and let's say we're forecasting some revenue. So we could have, say, a revenue of let's say 100 a year, and we could say that's going to start in halfway through the year, and let's just increase it forever and ever. So I don't know, 2050, something like that. Thanks, Excel. And we can have that growing at a rate of, say, 2% a year, and that growth could start from the beginning of the year. I think that's everything we need. So what this is the rate, this is the start, this is the finish, this is the growth, and that is the growth, the growth from. And let's put our function in. Now to program that, we could obviously write a load of if statements and sort of do it. I think it can be done. Certainly you could do it in Visual Basic if you fancied it, but here's another way you can use business functions. And the way I do this is I just slap in empty brackets, and then I get the function wizard up. So in this particular period, the starting time is given by the date at the top. It's the 3-month time base. It starts in those dates, it finishes 2050. The annual rate is that 100 we were talking about, and we've got some growth dates, the date that growth actually starts, inflation if you like, and the growth rate. Okay, so there's a function. Just click enter, and it hasn't started yet, so we haven't got anything. Copy that across, and there it is. It starts off 25 a quarter, and then it increases as the growth kicks in. Starting at the beginning of 2016, you get a little bit of growth kicking in. You might have something else you wanted to spread evenly, like a capital expense or something. Let's say you've got 100 you wanted to spread the expense of, and you wanted that to start being expended in 2016, and let's just increase that by 12 months for the end. I need another magnificent date function. That's all we need if we're just spreading an amount. So we just uniform spread of that amount over that period. Uni spread. Again, I'll just put the brackets in, let it come up with an error, and then get the function wizard down from Excel, which is Control-IF. And there's the start date. The base is our 3 months again. The start date is given, and the finish date, oops, the start date is there, the base, I believe it's right, it's there, and the finish is there, and the total amount to be spread is there. Bang. Copy that across, and there you have it being spread as you'd expect, 25 a quarter. Right. So you could have done that. You could have just punched the numbers in the cells. You could have maybe written a formula with some if statements in, and you could have wasted a lot of time with Visual Basic. Let's see. We did it with business functions, and that gives us some flexibility, as I'll show you in a minute. So let's say we wanted to change everything so that we run on years instead of 3 monthly periods. So it's every 12 months our budget runs. Not a problem. It's changed it. Everything's changed. Everything's 100% accurate. The figures would be the same as if it was done on a 3 monthly basis. Or obviously you can do it on a 6 monthly basis. Yeah. So you've got the flexibility to change the time base, and your modelling formulas don't really change. Let's supposing it started at an odd time, like in the autumn, midway through a month or something, like the 13th of October 2015. There you go. It puts a funny amount in, which is the actual amount of that you need for that particular period of time. So it's done the date rationing automatically, and you can do the same for the amount we were spreading over time. If we made that a funny date, right, that's shot it off the end of the projection, make it 16. There you are. It's just it's just moved it around for you. So in other words, you don't actually have to change your formulas anymore. You can change the parameters of the model, and you can change the time base, and it's a model, and it just reflects what you've modelled, regardless of what the time base is. That, I think, is one of the main reasons why you might want to use business functions.